So, okay, now today we are starting new chapter, sound. Okay, sound. The chapter is sound. What is sound? We say sound is a form of energy which causes the sensation of hearing. Because of the sound energy, we are having the perception of hearing. Okay. Sound is a kind of wave, so it is produced by vibrations in a medium. We know the fact sound cannot travel through vacuum, whereas light wave can travel through vacuum, and that is why it is called electromagnetic wave. Sound is not electromagnetic wave. The speed of sound in air is quite low as compared to the speed of light in air. That you know that this fact. All sounds are not audible to us. We can hear the sound only ranging between 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz. This range of frequency is called audio range or range of audibility. I think you have done in class 9 and all, you know about it, so nothing much I have to say. This is not in the syllabus, okay, so you can only have yourself informed about it. Okay, sound and the light, what are the point of differences between them? This is also directly not in the syllabus, but I'll just tell you, just inform you. Sound cannot travel through vacuum, light can travel. Sound speed in air is quite low, which is nearly 330 meter per second, 330, 340, this kind of values. Whereas the speed of light in air is very high, and the value is 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meter per second. 3 into 10 to the power of 8. Sound is a mechanical wave, light is a electromagnetic wave. Light is an electromagnetic wave. Sound is longitudinal in nature in air, whereas light is transverse in nature. Okay. These are the point of differences, but let us know what are the point of similarities between them. In what respect the sound and the light are similar? We say both are form of waves.
So both are energies also,
Governed
no?
by both are form of energy and waves governed by the equation V is equal to F lambda. Both follow the equation V equal to F lambda. That means velocity of the wave equal to frequency into the wavelength. Same formula they follow. When light travels from one medium to the another medium, it is frequency which does not change. Whereas it is speed and wavelength changes. Same thing applies to sound also. When sound travels from one medium to the another medium, its speed will change, wavelength will change, but not the frequency. That aspect also you have to know. Similarities I'm talking about. Now another point of similarity is that both light and sound waves can be reflected and can be refracted. Both have the properties of reflection and refraction. Now, the first point of your syllabus within this chapter is called echo or echo. ECHO, echo. What is an echo? An echo.
Bouncing back of sound.
We say the sound, yeah, wait. We say, in simple language, in short, we say the reflection of sound is called echo. Or we say the sound heard. The sound, you can write down, the sound heard after reflection. The sound heard after reflection. Please write down, the sound heard after reflection. From a surface, from a surface, from a surface, when the original sound ceases, when the original sound ceases, when the original sound ceases, C-E-A-S-E-S, when the original sound ceases, is called an echo.
Sorry, ceases.
Called
Just
an
spell
C-E-A-S-E-S. Ceases, C-E-A-S-E-S. Ceases means stops. When we hear a song, after reflection from a surface, when the original sound ceases, you're not able, you're hearing the original sound, you're only hearing the sound which is heard after reflection. Then it is called an echo. Understood? Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
Suppose in a hall and all, when somebody shouts, first you hear the original sound, and then the original sound ceases to come to you and you're not able to hear, and then you are hearing the second sound. Then we call it an echo. All right. Now, when there is large number of surfaces, reflecting surfaces, we hear a series of echo. And the series of echo is called reverberations. There is a term used called reverberation. When a sound, original sound, when a sound is reflected from a number of reflecting surfaces, a series of echo is heard. A series of echo. We don't hear only one echo, but we, in succession, we keep on hearing echoes. We keep on getting echoes. This phenomenon is known as reverberation, or this effect is called reverberation. Hope you have understood it. Okay. Now, one thing is interesting here. Suppose reflection will take place from a reflecting surface. Sound from here will go and will return back like this. Then you are able to, suppose you are producing sound from here and you only have to hear the echo from here. The sound will go here and return back to the same point. That means this is the source and the observer is here only. Both source and observer is at the same point. Then you are hearing this sound. This is called echo. Suppose the going distance is d. Coming back distance also will be d only. This distance also will be d. So what is the total distance traveled by the sound while forming an echo? The total distance will be 2d. I'm not talking about displacement. I'm talking about the distance. Distance I'm talking about, not the displacement. Going distance is d, returning distance is also d. The total distance will be how much? 2d. And we use simple formula. Speed is equal to distance by the time. You can add the formula v is equal to 2d by t. Write down this formula. This formula is applicable for an echo. This formula is applicable for an echo.
Oi, dat is mute now. Oi, mute go now.
Yes. Hello. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
At the time of echo, please listen. At the time of echo, we use this formula. V is equal to 2d by t. But there is a limitation to this formula, this equation. Limitation is there. Okay, you have to see the question or read the questions properly. This formula will apply when the sound starts from one point and returns back to the same point. There is a man is firing a gun towards a cliff. Sound from the gun is going to go hit the cliff, returning back. And the man who is firing the gun is only hearing the echo. Then we'll have this formula, 2d by t. But the man is firing the gun and another man is somewhere here, not at the same point. There are two men. One is here, one is over here. So this man will be hearing two sounds actually. One sound will come directly to him, and the next sound will come this way. It will go and return one. This time the distance will not be 2D. Remember, the total distance traveled will be equal to d, and this distance is suppose x. Then we'll take the distance here d plus x. D plus x distance we will take. Total distance traveled. So please try to understand the concept. Only one side motion will have only d by t, only one side motion. If the person is hearing the sound directly, this is only one side motion, so this distance by the time we will do. But this man has to hear an echo, then it will go here and return back. Then the total distance will take a d plus x, because this distance is not the same. Here the person who is producing sound himself is the listener of the echo. Himself is the listener of the echo. Then the formula becomes 2d by t, which is a normal situation. But there can be some, unusual situations where the person who is producing sound is not hearing, rather the other person is hearing the echo. Then we have to see the distance, how much distance is traveled by the sound before the person hears the echo. Okay. So this formula will follow for an echo when the observer is at the same place. Okay. As I did just now here, D. Now let us write down conditions for formation of an echo. Conditions for formation of an echo. Okay. Right, number one. When will echo be formed? The first condition you write down. There must be a reflecting surface. There must be a reflecting surface. Please write down the first one. There must be a reflecting surface which we call reflector. Without having a reflecting surface, echo will not be formed. Number two, second one. The minimum time of formation of an echo. The minimum time for formation of an echo should be 0.1 second. 0.1 second. The minimum time for the formation of an echo should be 0.1 second. 0.1 second. 0.1 second.
Sir, if it takes more than 0.1 second,
then it's fine. It's good. Minimum time should be 0.1. Timing should be more than that. Timing should not be less than 0.1 second.
So if
That's what I
it should
think.
be
If it is below that, sound. Listen. Last time I told you, if you could remember it, there are two types of persistence: persistence of vision and persistence of hearing. To see an object clearly, what is the minimum timing? Do you remember? What is the minimum timing to see an object clearly? And clearly means your brain must read it properly. 0.0.
0.5.
0.05 seconds. 0.05 seconds I told. Yes. 0.05 seconds. Similarly, to hear any sound clearly, distinctly, what is the minimum timing? 0.1 second. Hearing timing is 0.1 minimum, and seeing timing, minimum timing is 0.05 seconds. Please remember them, okay? If somebody speaks very quickly, can you make out what is spoken? Can you make out? It's very difficult. But if somebody speaks slowly, then you can hear properly. Right or wrong? Tell me.
True.
Right? No. My question was I'm right or wrong, so you should say right.
So right.
Okay.
Right.
Thank you. Okay. Now don't give too much comment. Okay. Same way, if the person has to hear an echo distinctly, the minimum timing should be 0.1 second. Then only the sound will come to the person's ear and the person's brain will able to understand the sound. Hope you have understood this point. So these are the two important points for the formation of an echo. Now please look at the formula. The formula is here, V is equal to 2V by T. Okay, what is the value of speed in air? What is the value of speed of sound in air? Approximate value is how much? 330, 340. Let us take 340 here. This kind of value, 2D, and timing of echo, minimum timing is 0.1 second. Let us calculate this one, 2, and this will go 170. The value of D will come this into this, 170 into 0.1, answer will come 17 meters. That means if a person wants to, the one who is producing sound and wants to hear an echo of that sound by a reflecting surface in air, how much distance should be between the source and the reflecting surface? How much distance should be? Minimum distance must be 17 meters. Because this 17 meter will give that minimum time in 0.1 second, then the person can hear the echo properly or distinctly, clearly. So what should be the minimum distance between the source and the reflector or the reflecting surface? 17 meter as per this calculation. Minimum. More the distance, better the echo, or the clearer the echo will be, or the person will be able to understand it very properly, that echo. Okay, otherwise the echo may be formed, a person will not be able to understand or hear it properly. So please, now next heading we give now conditions. This is the formation of echo I said. Now next one you write conditions for hearing a distinct echo. Give the next heading, conditions for hearing. Conditions for hearing or distinct echo. Condition for hearing a distinct echo. Write number one, first condition, write down. The minimum distance between the source, the minimum distance between the source, under bracket you write listener. Under bracket you get an observer or listener. The minimum distance between the source, under bracket at listener, close bracket, and the reflector. Reflector means reflecting surface. And the reflector.
Excuse me, sir.
And the reflector. Yes. The minimum distance between.
Excuse me, sir.
Source. Yes, tell me.
Sir, can you please repeat the bracket word? The word which
listener or observer. The minimum distance between the source, under bracket you write listener, close bracket, and the reflector. And the reflector means reflecting surface, and the reflector should be 17 meters. Should be 17 meters in air. 17 meters in air. If the medium is different, the distance value will change because the speed will change now there. You know, normally in a room, I'm very sure that in a room when you speak loudly, you hear the echo, but the echo is not clear. And the reason is this: the distance is lesser than 17 meters. Less than 17 meters. But in a hall, in a cave, then there you will be, because the distance is quite large, then you can hear the echo properly, because the original sound ceases and then you hear the next sound very clearly, exactly same as the original sound. That is called an echo. That is the condition number one. Now write condition number two, second condition. Second condition you write, the height of the reflecting surface. The height of the reflecting surface. Reflecting surface is also known as reflector. The height of the reflecting surface the height of the reflecting surface should be large as compared to the wavelength of sound, as compared to the wavelength of sound, as compared to the wavelength of sound. That is the point number 2. Point number 2. Now, point number 3. Point number 3. The loudness of the sound should
So
be.
can you repeat point number 2? So can you repeat point number 2?
Okay. The height of the reflecting surface should be large. The height of the reflecting surface should be large as compared to the wavelength of sound. As compared to the wavelength of the sound. Done? Have you finished?
Yes, sir.
Excuse me, sir.
So as
Is
compared
it,
to the
sir, is it number 3 or 2?
No, number 2 only. As compared to the wavelength of sound. As compared to the wavelength of sound. That is number 2 only.
Oh, yes, sir.
Yeah, that is for number 2 only. Now write number 3. Number 3. Third one you write now. The loudness of the sound should be. The loudness of the sound. The loudness of the sound should be sufficient. The loudness of the sound should be sufficient to produce an echo. To produce an echo. To produce an echo. These are the 3 conditions for hearing a distinct echo. Distinct means clear echo. Hope the points are clear. Please read the number 1, first point.
Should we?
So can you repeat the third one?
Shut up.
The loudness of the sound should be sufficient to produce an audible echo.
Here,
To produce an audible echo.
echo.
Friendly. Car. Huh? Friendly car.
Okay.
Eco-friendly car.
Done, boys. Have you done it? Okay,
Yes,
now
sir.
listen now. First point is clear now, the minimum distance on this basis. Second condition, height of the reflecting surface should be large. Then only the entire sound will be reflected. If the height of the reflecting surface is small, the sound will cross over it rather than getting reflected. That is the second point. And the third point, the loudness also should be sufficient to produce an audible echo. You are suppose standing at a distance more than 17 meters, but your loudness of the sound is very small. Loudness is not sufficient. You can't hear an echo. If you speak very softly, you can't get an echo. So normally when we shout, when the loudness of the sound is quite high, then only we are able to hear an echo. Understood, I suppose. Now I'm coming to the next point, okay. What is the main use of echo? Why you are doing the topic echo?
So for solar wave.
The principle of echoes or the method of echoes are mainly used for the purpose of ranging. Ranging means, to know the distance between the 2 points. To find out the distance between the 2 points. Suppose one hill is very far from this place. One hill is very, very far. How to know the distance? Can we use any kind of, instrument to find the distance? Very difficult. So to find the distance, we'll make use of the echoes. From one point, from this source, sound will be produced and will be sent. And that sound will be
Excuse me, sir.
reflected.
Sir,
Yes.
sir,
Yeah.
when we there is a sir, does the echo reflect in the rough surface, like uneven place?
Partly, not very clearly, but partly. If the loudness is very high, then I mean sufficient sound will be the low sound of some part will be absorbed definitely from the rough surface, but little bit, I mean partly it will be reflected, and that has a sufficient loudness that we are able to hear.
Oh yes, sir.
So from one place to the other place, we send the sound, and that sound reflects back. And by using this formula, V is equal to 2D by T. If we know the value of V, speed of sound in the air, we know the value. And timing we have to record, we can find the value of distance. You can write down this, the principle of echoes. Write down below that. Principle of echoes are used. Principle of echoes are used for the purpose of ranging. For the purpose of ranging, R-A-N-G-I-N-G, for the purpose of ranging, R-A-N-G-I-N-G, for the purpose of ranging. Okay? What is the meaning of ranging? Ranging means to know the distance between the 2 points. You can write under bracket, ranging means under bracket, you can write to determine the distance between the 2 points. Write down this in bracket. To determine the distance between the 2 points. To determine the distance between the 2 points. Okay. So today our lesson is this much. We will continue with it. Next time we have to do some problems also on this formula. We will continue. I will talk more about this, and next only we will start next topic also of the same chapter. Okay. Thank you.
Bye.